Welcome to Global Music Mayhem, where it's all about the music.
Hi guys, welcome back for another album review. This time around, I'm going to be taking a look at One OK Rock's new album, Luxury Disease, and I'm talking about the Japanese version. It is so good. First thoughts, that's my first thought. It is just so good. It's done so well from the writing through the final production. It's just a solid release. You can't go wrong with this one. You're going to have really great big moments, vulnerable moments, and really great vocals throughout. So that's my very first thoughts on it. To make it very simple and generic, that's it. If you want more detail, let's just keep going. So I think there are 3 tracks on here that are going to be really memorable because they just have these earworm lyrics that are going to instantly get stuck in your head. I think it's Save Yourself, So Far Gone, Improve. And Save Yourself, you know, I just got a video reaction up here, finally got around to doing that one. So you'll see my full thoughts on that. But it's that Save Yourself, you're going to remember that. And that just the pain, it's almost like a pained lyric. At the same point, there's so much power in it. It just kind of pulls you in. And then So Far Gone, it starts out as an acoustic song, and then it goes into an electric lift, and it's such a good song. So it's like, so far gone, the weight of your name's gonna keep me steady, I'll be strong tonight. And that keeps going through the song. So you're gonna hear that and it's gonna keep you coming like, okay, and you're gonna find yourself saying it, because I totally did. And then the song Prove, it's got this line in, like, it goes 2 lines of it. It's prove it to you, prove it to you, prove it to you. And you're not gonna forget, and you're just gonna kind of keep singing along. And anytime you hear it, you're gonna sing it. But for me, when I listened to the album the first time through, I had already could just remember those ones. So I think that those are the 3 that are going to get you right off the bat. But I do think that Out of Sight has got some really catchy hooked lyrics that you're going to want to hear, and you'll remember those as well. But just for like I'd say the first 3, like, yeah, those are going to be the ones that get you right off the bat. Where it gets interesting in this album, and it's kind of threw me, it was really funny too, it was When They Turn the Lights On and Your Tears Are Mine. Both sound like they could have been on a Queen album, like written by Queen and put on a Queen album. So it's like One OK Rock does their own rendition of Queen. It's really cool, funky, like it was unexpected, and I really enjoyed it, but it was like, wait, what? For a moment I thought, okay, I'm listening through Spotify and I'm like, did Spotify kind of maybe switch me out and put me on another band's channel? Because what? But really, I thought it was super cool. Like, it's a different style. And it just kind of fed into the album in a funny space. It was really, they fit where they were put, but it was just kind of that weird, like, wow, it really could have been a Queen album, and it could be Freddie Mercury sitting there singing it, especially where there's, you know, you hear the piano playing in these tracks and it's like, okay, what the heck? So really cool, really cool. When you get into the rest of the album, there are so many cool tracks, and I think they go in different spaces. There's like songs that feel really big and like arena type songs. And then there's other songs that feel like you're going to be hearing them on like movies coming out or on TV series, because they just have that feel. Like one of them, I think Wonder has a really great feel to it. And I think Wonder is probably going to pop in on some TV shows and on the cinema somewhere, because it just has that feel like, yeah, this is just, I expect to hear this in something. But there's so many good tracks. I mean, it's a 15-track album. And one thing I really love about it, being the Japanese version, is there's this great blend of tracks that have English, and then there's going to be blends of tracks that are English and Japanese that are really cool. And you just kind of don't really know what to expect each song. So like, you may get a song starts out in English and suddenly it's in Japanese. I thought that was really cool, because, you know, when artists sing in their native tongue, I love it, because it helps other people in the world to appreciate another person's country and their native language. And I love hearing that when artists do that. And when they blend it with a little bit of English or maybe a different language, it's kind of a cool experience to have. Like, I listen to albums all the time that have no English whatsoever, and I'm totally okay with it. So like, yeah, they expand people's horizons, and I think they're going to do that with this album. It's going to keep expanding listeners' horizons to doing other, you know, to listen and take chances on other areas and other regions of the world where music's not natively in English, you know. Yeah, it's really cool. I love what they did here. I also like, there's a track on here called Gravity, and it's a featured track. It's got Satoshi Fujihara and I'm going to butcher the name, Higadandism or Hayadandism. It's Higandandism's vocalist. So they did a mashup together working on Gravity, and it's really cool. Like, I like the way they play off each other. It's a really good track. It's the last track, so it's really cool. There's also one other track that's got a featured. It's Teddy Swims. It's the Freedom track that I was talking about. Like, I'm thinking that this is where songs go to die in your brain. You've got to find that space to free them. And it's such a good track because I know as creatives, whether you're a music writer or a creative of, artistic creation or whatever, writer or any other kind, you always got something going on in your head. You got like 20 million little doors in your head that something else has been stuffed into that you eventually want to get out. And you're like, sometime I want to get there, find that space to get that out of my head. And I really enjoyed listening to the Freedom because it was like, wow, I know that feeling, like trying to get things out that you're working on in the creative space. And it was really cool. So where it also bleeds back to where I think, is this like written about a past experience? And I sure hope it's not a new experience because the way the album just sounds like so heartbroken throughout. Like there's spaces in here like talking about save yourself, the song itself in the space, and they're talking about how like one person's willing to just go straight into a relationship and just give all. The other person is like so restrained and kind of holding themselves back. And then you've got other tracks on here where, you're talking about letting go of a relationship. You let go of someone because you treated them bad, but then the space in there where it's like why that person let you let them go because you saw that they saw the better in you and you wanted to believe that better in yourself. Like it's just like the lyrics are so deep on this. And then there's other ones where you're just kind of like you're learning to be on your own and that just kind of finding your space in life. And yeah, what a great album. I'm like, it's going to make you think a lot and it's going to make you feel a lot. And it's going to make you get up and move a lot because seriously, like it's so much great intensity. And I'm really looking forward to the guys being in town here in Seattle next week, because then that means I get to finally see what tracks off of this album show up live. I'm hoping they do a lot of the live ones. I mean, like that just would be really cool to see a lot of the new stuff. I mean, of course, everybody's got their favorites and there's some older songs I'd like to hear as well, but I think it'd be cool to see a lot of the new stuff to see how they do it live. I'd say you cannot go wrong with Luxury Disease. It is a super solid album. And like I said, it's going to make you feel a lot and it's going to make you question a lot. You're going to be questioning a lot of the lyrics and you're going to question, some of the arrangements. You're going to be like, wow, that's kind of cool. Where'd that come from? I just think there's just so much space in here for everything. Like musically, it's great. Like the instrumentals are just, you never know what you're going to get. Like I said, you're going to have that more stripped down, vulnerable feel. And then you're just going to have that intense, crazy manic music that, of course, One OK Rock does so well, right? So that's my thoughts. I love Luxury Disease. I think it's a great album, and I think everybody needs to get it. And like I said, I'm listening to the Japanese version. It is on Spotify. Check it out. You're gonna appreciate that version. It's so cool. My question to the rest of you guys out there who are One OK Rock fans, or maybe people who just are first time coming to One OK Rock, or you first time finding their album, what do you think of the album? What's your favorite tracks off the album? And do you feel the same way I feel like when I said save yourself, so far gone, improve, and possibly that fourth, Out of Sight, that they're so like earworm, the hooky feel that you just keep singing them? Did any of those catch you as well? I'd like to know what your thoughts on that are as well. And finally, I'm going to ask those of you out there in North America that One OK Rock has already come through on tour. Have you caught the show? What do you think about it? What was the set list like for you? And was there any good merch that I need to be aware of? Because that's the other thing. I've got money put aside for merch, and I'm going to be doing that. Merch. Yep. Definitely. And I think I probably even said that in my reaction to Save Yourself, because I am a merch collector. Guilty. People say, oh, you're just going to grow out of that. Rock music is a phase. You're going to stop buying concert t-shirts. You're going to stop buying hoodies. Yeah, no, never. So with that said, fire away below. Let me know all of your thoughts, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.